most expensive and precious things that I own. But anyway, I think I'm just going to destroy it using acid. All I have to do is pour in a bunch of concentrated hydrochloric acid, and I'll bring this to a boil. Right now, not much is happening, and I have to add some nitric acid. Immediately, the gold starts getting torn apart. I then kept occasionally adding acid, and over the next few hours, it slowly disintegrated. Then eventually, it completely disappeared. What I was left with was a nice red liquid, which turned orange after it cooled down. There was also no trace of the gold bar, and it's almost like it never existed. I should say, though, that the gold hasn't actually vanished, and it's just in a water-soluble form called chloroauric acid. It's actually very easy to get the gold back, and I'll show you how to do that in enough... Oh no.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the start of the week, and welcome back to the bearish sentiment. That's right, my friends. It is Monday, and the S&P is currently having a bit of a red candle opening, and Bitcoin is, in fact, following. You can actually see right here, we do have a lot of resistance, and it is no surprise that you could see this previous support right here has continued to act as resistance, and Bitcoin just cannot seem to break above it. In fact, I'm almost breaking even on my purchase yesterday, and who knows, by the end of today, I may even be underwater. Now, you can probably tell that I'm not that worried about it. However, recently, there was, in fact, a survey that went out, and about 50% of institutional investors are feeling quite bearish about Bitcoin moving into next year, into 2022, but there is one thing that a lot of them are overlooking right now, something incredible that we spoke about just a few days ago on the channel, and guess what, my friends? It looks like it's actually about to happen for not just Bitcoin, but the entire cryptocurrency space. Now, in yesterday's video, I explained that the whales are, in fact, messing with us. We are seeing a lot of negative connotation with crypto correlated with the Omicron variant. We're seeing stocks have difficulty, although they did just put in a new all-time high. But let's just continue to spread the FUD, right? Because the cheaper that Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrencies get, the more these institutions can buy. Well, in today's video, I am going to show you why it is probably not the greatest idea to be sitting on the sidelines right now, because there is something incredible about to happen, and we're going to go over that in just a bit. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, well, today's probably the video that you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and stick around to the end. You're going to be very, very happy to see what we have to go over today. Now, talking about what is happening with Bitcoin, yes, we are indeed still having massive resistance. I've gone over this time and time again. I told you that essentially Bitcoin needs to get above this cluster F. I can't say it on here, else I'll get demonetized, but we essentially need to get above this level right here. Specifically, I'm looking to get out of this mess right here, out of the blue zone, and we need Bitcoin essentially to get back above the $55,000 level. Now, if we do fall, we might be in a bit of trouble, because we can see right here that Bitcoin is below the 50-day. We're below the 100-day, and we're sitting just barely on top of the 200 daily moving average. Now, you know that in traditional markets, and let's be honest, at this point, Bitcoin has become an accepted asset class. Well, then I would say this applies to Bitcoin as well. So we really need to get above this 200 daily moving average. You can see, obviously, once we get above it, we do tend to go into a massive, massive rally, and when we fall below it, well, we tend to go sideways and downwards for quite some time. So we really want Bitcoin to stay above that $46,600 level. However, if I turn back on our levels right here, our resistances and supports, we could see that not only right here, you can see not only is Bitcoin sitting right above this 200, but we're also sitting right here at this very critical support. And obviously, if we go back here, the reason for this is because it acted as the support right here, resistance as we went through this period, and now it is acting as support. So losing this would not really provide a lot of confidence for investors. Let's just say that if we do lose this level, the next level is going down to $42,000. I mean, you could argue that maybe Bitcoin might take a pit stop around the $44,000 level. There is a little bit of sort of support resistance there, but ultimately you're probably going to see Bitcoin fall back down to that $42,000 level. Now, the one thing that I really don't want to see us lose is this legacy trend right here, right? Where you could see we had resistance flip support. We also had support here on the lowest of the breakdowns that we had during this reaccumulation around 28,700. We also had support here right before the final bounce. And you could argue that we kind of had support here when we fell back to 42,000. So this legacy trend line right here, my friends, is really what we're paying attention to. And if we do lose this, well, then maybe these investors are correct. And obviously you can see right here, the same thing. If we lose this level, the next level is that 44,700. I mean, basically all these lines are lining up, but as long as we maintain around, anywhere between sort of 56 down to 42, we're sort of just bouncing around in no man's land. But here's why I do think it's an amazing opportunity for accumulation. Now, if you look at what happened when Bitcoin had the 55% drop the last time, like Checkmatey pointed out, this was back in May when we had the massive crash, right? Following the liquidation cascade, we saw huge Bitcoin exchange inflows. Over 140,000 Bitcoin net flowed in, and we paid the price with a painful, sideways, boring crab market. Well, my friends, we just had another cascade, and the bears are running victory laps, except there's something very different about this chart this time. You may notice this yellow line. Well, the percentage of Bitcoin on exchanges is actually currently at a multi-year low. We have something happening right now for the Bitcoin, in general. And if you don't know what that is, essentially it's the fact that today we officially had 18.89 million Bitcoin that were mined. This represents about 90% of the total supply, which means there are less than 2 million Bitcoins left to mine. Now, the crazy thing is that we've already had 90% of the Bitcoin come out in just the past 12 years, but you can see right here that it will take about 120 years for the remaining 10% of the Bitcoin to be distributed, meaning that 90% is already out and the remaining 10% won't be out until 2140. So that means that anyone that hasn't gotten any Bitcoin yet at this point only has the opportunity to get some of the remaining 10%, which it's going to take 120 years for that 10% to be distributed. This is going to create a massive liquidity crisis. Now, if you don't care about the macro and you just want to look at what's happening short term, let's have a look at what our buddy Cole Gardner pointed out. Now, he noticed something incredible on the Deribit exchange chart. So essentially, whether or not these traders know something that we don't, you could see that almost every single time they start to increase their long positions or put in these monster longs, as Cole points it, all of these green zones point to sort of where we have these massive price movements. And just right here, you could see we've actually gone higher than any of these times that we've gone before. However, the price has not reflected the fact that they are going long. Something is brewing, my friends. This is why I said in yesterday's video, there's something going on right now. There is definitely some kind of whale suppression happening. There is something happening right now because they're scared. They know that there's not a lot. They know that they don't have a lot of time, and they know that they need to decide soon what they want to do because retail is front-running this. Now, here's the thing. More than 50% of institutional investors are saying that they expect crypto markets to correct next year, according to a new global study. Now, I personally think that we are going to top out sometime next year as well. However, I am not feeling bearish leading into and starting the beginning of next year because I do believe that the cycles are lengthening. However, according to the survey, the majority of institutions see Bitcoin and other crypto assets giving up gains in 2022. So this was done by Natixis Investment Managers, an asset manager with 1.39 trillion under their management. Now, interestingly enough, they also said that they're considering crashes and corrections in the stock as well, followed by interest rate sensitive bonds around 45%, stocks 41%, and technology around 39%. But the real kicker is that the survey also finds that despite the prediction of a crypto market pullback, institutional investors are nonetheless warming up to the idea of holding digital assets. In fact, 4 out of 10 consider crypto to be a legitimate investment option. And of the 28% who invest in crypto, 90% will maintain what they're holding or increase their allocation at around 28%. So they're saying they're either going to hold or some are even looking to increase their exposure. Now, according to Glassnode, in December, the number of Bitcoin held by Purpose Bitcoin ETF has increased significantly. So you're seeing that they are buying this. Now, why is it not being reflected in the charts? Well, it could be happening OTC, right? Over the counter. They could be doing massive buy and sell purchases for a flat rate. But you can see right here that this is increased by over 4,342 Bitcoin, and this is an ETF. Okay, this is an actual exchange-traded fund over in Canada. But this is the big thing. This is the big thing that I think a lot of people are not realizing. Now, if you guys watch my video, actually, if you're not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed, go into my videos, and watch the one that has Kevin O'Leary on the front. And we showed that he actually has these friends in the United Arab Emirates, okay, multiple billions and billions and billions and even trillions of dollars. Who even knows the kind of assets that these Saudi Arabian princes and everyone else over there, have under their, well, we don't even know, right? I mean, we don't even know. But essentially, you could see that for the first time, we have a 240 billion UAE wealth fund saying that they will invest in the crypto ecosystem. The CEO and managing director revealed in an interview with CNBC that his organization is considering investing in the ecosystem. So the Mubadala Investment Company, one of the UAE's sovereign wealth funds, which we talked about, said that he was not a crypto skeptic and expressed confidence about investments in associated infrastructure. In fact, why don't I just play that clip for you right now?
Cryptocurrencies, is that something that is a business as a sovereign wealth fund you're looking at?
Well, first of all, I think it's real. I think, this is a business that had, $200 billion worth of crypto value 2 years ago, and it's $2.5 trillion today and growing. So I think, while many people are skeptics, I do not fall in that category. I think now I see it as real. Now, I think the regulatory environment that isn't there yet in its final form and will have to be there at some point, I think will come in and will help, I think, transition this asset class into something new. From our perspective, I think we look at the ecosystem around crypto, and I think we are investing in that ecosystem. That's in the blockchain technology, energy usage, etc. So that's my answer to that.
And you remember, it only takes one, right? It just takes that first firm, that first sovereign investment wealth firm to step in, right? Just like it took Paul Tudor Jones. He was really the first one that sort of dipped his toes in crypto, and then all of a sudden Dan Tapscott and all these other guys and everybody's buying crypto. Michael Saylor's going in, Tesla's buying some, right? It just takes that first plunge, and this is absolutely huge, guys. This is absolutely massive, not to mention the fact that one of the largest banks in Europe, the BBVA, has announced that they are going to widen their cryptocurrency trading services by adding Ethereum. Now, they've already offered Bitcoin, but they are now looking to add Ethereum as well, which brings me to something very, very huge, which is, as you can see, articles saying a wave of new blockchain games are accelerating mainstream adoption of collectibles and NFTs and all these other things. But what is happening right now is something huge, right? So we've always had Bitcoin and crypto, right? And Bitcoin has sort of just been the money, right? It's been sort of the gold. But the interesting thing is, if you actually have a look over here, and let's look, this is the infinite market cap, right? And this is everything. So you could see that gold is sitting at $11.36 trillion market cap. Now, gold has been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's been a currency, or a store of value and a currency technically, for 5,000 years. And, only in the past few decades, we've had things like Apple and Microsoft and Alphabet and Amazon, start to compete. Obviously, silver, Tesla, Facebook, also Bitcoin has obviously showed up as well. But essentially what we saw was the rise in technology, and technology has been the driver, I would say, pretty much of everything recently. I mean, if you have a look, for example, you go to metals and you have gold, silver, palladium, platinum, right? So when you really think about Bitcoin, Bitcoin really is more of like the precious metal, right? It's like the precious metal of the sort of crypto ecosystem. So you could say that maybe we have Bitcoin, right? Maybe we have Litecoin, maybe we have Dogecoin, things of that nature, right? Things that really just sort of act as money. But then when you go and you have a look at companies, for example, it kind of reminds us of these different cryptos that we're seeing, these different gaming and NFT and metaverse and all this stuff. And Ethereum is sort of like the internet that's holding it all together, right? Or you can even look at Ethereum as a company within the crypto ecosystem. So the way that I see it is, these things are going to continue to be built upon. People aren't just going to stop just because, we're in a bear market. In fact, during the bear market, I saw some of the most building of crypto assets and crypto platforms and smart contract platforms and DeFi platforms and gaming that I had seen even during the bull run of 2017, which was kind of crazy. So I do believe that times are changing, and I do believe that there will be massive growth in the crypto ecosystem regardless of whether or not Bitcoin starts to go in a bear market or not. Personally, I do believe a lot of these tokens that are out there, if you go up here, look at this. There's 5,725 companies, but there's 7,743 cryptos. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, cryptos are so easy to mint. They're so easy to have these token sales and just, basically print these tokens that it's hard to justify the valuation of a lot of these projects, but there will be survivors. And personally, I think right now we are still so early, considering only about 5% of the world right now is invested in crypto. So yeah, guys, having a look at what's happening right now, the fact that Bitcoin is falling, for me, this is just an amazing opportunity to buy cryptocurrencies, and I personally would not be freaking out right now or panic selling. If you want to sit on the sideline, you can. However, the way that I see it is I just see this as a beautiful ecosystem that gets built. Bitcoin will have its spot as gold. Ethereum could be, Web 3.0, and then there could be all these dApps and other things that run under it. But ultimately, I see this as a massive, massive ecosystem that will continue to grow. It will continue to decouple from itself, from traditional stocks, even some of them, for example. It's not like if we go into a recession, does Google become less valuable? Does it not work the same as it did? Does it not do what it used to do? Does your phone not work the same way that it does? Does Ethereum stop working? You know what I mean? Does Bitcoin stop sending funds across the world? No. I just think right now there is definitely a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, and it is during the times of uncertainty and fear and panic where most of those opportunities arise. So I would definitely keep your eyes on what's happening right now. And if there is something in crypto that you are interested in, or a project that you are excited about and you do really like fundamentally, and you're not going to freak out when price goes down because you believe in it, now could be a really good opportunity to accumulate those cryptocurrencies. Because if you have a look really, ultimately at what has always happened with Bitcoin, just to get rid of some of this, I mean, as long as you have a long-term horizon, it always goes up, guys. I mean, you bought here, people bought it $781, and then it fell to, 500, and they, panic sold, and then it went up to 20,000. It's just a matter of patience and accumulation. And, everybody thought that, I mean, if when you come over here like this and you have a look, right? This looks like you're buying at the top. This looks like you're buying at the top, right? But then you keep moving and you go higher. And right here, people probably were scared too, right? Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at how bad this is. Oh my goodness, look. And then fast forward, and it's just a blip, guys. It's just a blip. So that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tomorrow is actually my birthday. Hopefully we don't have a big crash on my birthday, but hey, if we do, maybe I'll just take it as a birthday opportunity to buy some more cryptocurrency. So that being said, hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I love you guys. You're awesome. Be safe out there. And of course, if you have not watched these videos that are popping up right now, check them out. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.